Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 13. This is the reunion, part 1. So, of course, the ladies are all pulling up to the spot. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. They have a 12-hour day ahead of them. So, let's get dressed. All right, so Andy's doing his rounds, checking in on everybody. Kenya says she ain't here for Drew and Portia. They're not her favorite, but she's here nonetheless. She's ready. Let's get into the fashions. So, best dress to me, I'm going to have to give it to Kenya. Reluctantly, because I can't stand Kenya. Can't stand her, but she fine. She is fine. She fine. She's bodied. She dresses well. Yeah, she did that. She did that. She was the best dressed on this night. She was the best dressed. Coming in at a really close second. I'm gonna give that to Portia. And that's Portia didn't get first place only because this dress was very reminiscent of the one that she wore to Cynthia's wedding. So it was given the same type of thing. So that's why she wasn't my first place winner. But Portia, Kenya, and Cynthia, they did what they needed to do. Drew, it was this part of it. The all of this in the shoulder. And the material of it, it kind of made me feel like 90s prom. It made me feel like prom, back in the 90s. Pretty dress, it still made me feel like she was going to prom. And I've heard a lot of people give her slack on her ponytail, and the bedazzlement of it all. I kind of like that little piece on the pony. I was thinking I got to find me one for gotta find me a little ponytail thing. It was cute to me. Candy had a similar ponytail look, and in Cynthia's wedding, she had one of those on her ponytail as well. So I guess that's a little trend. Anyway, so we talk about how all of the ladies got quarantined thick. Everybody been eating good. Now that we've gotten some normalcy, people are, back to their workout regimens and eating right. Kenya is back to, I think she says her weight is lower than it was starting out. So she's back in the 150s, sort of, kind of. Everybody, we all was eating good. We all, put on a couple of pounds. It's cool. It's whatever. Portia's real. We see everything that went on with Portia this season. It was heavily Black Lives Matter. And also, we got to see, that she and Dennis are co-parenting now. They're not working on any type of romantic situation between the two of them. They are single. Portia gets a question about she and Drew's budding friendship. And, Portia mentions, Drew has been helpful. She's in the Senate PSA, whatever. So she and Drew are, becoming good friends. And I put the air quotes on there because Portia doesn't move like she and Drew are like friends, like gonna hang out outside of this friends. It just gives me, we're friends on the show. Like, you're my friend at work, that sort of thing. Kenya gets a question about not being, very supportive of Portia's philanthropy, if you will, her activism. And, she says that it's not that she thinks Portia is fake. It's not that she thinks that it's not real or authentic. She just thinks that it's, hypocritical of Portia to say Black Lives Matter when you did the PSA and didn't even invite me. You didn't even invite your castmates. Like, if you all about black people, then that shouldn't have, your beef with me shouldn't have even come into question. It should have just been, okay, we're here for a cause, never mind how I personally feel about her. And it's like, Kenya, where they do that at? In what world do you invite people anywhere and you don't like them? You don't even take me serious. You running around here doing interviews and you running around here telling everybody that what I'm doing is bullshit and what I'm doing is fake. And so why would you think that I would invite you? Like, sometimes Kenya don't be using her head, because Kenya wouldn't even invite Portia to nothing. So I don't know why she expected an invitation just because we're dealing with a serious situation, or, it's a public service announcement for something bigger than them. That's all good and all, but if I don't like you, I'm not thinking to invite you to anything that I'm doing, because you don't support me. So because you don't support me, why do you think that you should be there? Something is wrong with Kenya. Something is wrong with her, because no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We talk about Portia going on a couple of dates. She's been on a date since she and, been dating or whatever, since she and Dennis have officially split. And she says that Toya hooked her up with somebody. Cute guy, nice guy, but not the guy. He was too young for her, so there's that. So Portia's open to dating, if anybody wanted to know. Somebody go take Portia on a date, sweep her off her feet, okay? Kenya's real. She's filed for divorce. She said that Mark is not asking for alimony, and that Mark said we misinterpreted New York state law. But she said he's not asking for alimony now. Even if he was then, he's not asking for it now. And basically, she gonna keep the ring on because she's traditional in that way. She takes her vows serious. Girl, please. Please. These people have been separated their entire marriage. I think Kenya was happy a year. And that was the whirlwind romance that got them to the altar in the first place. After that, it's been pretty downhill from there. They've been split up this entire time. She's been married 3 years. They've been separated at least 2. That's a shame. And so, sis, what you holding on to? I would have took the ring off and threw it. Because, girl, what you holding on to? Holding on for what? For what? I'm still wearing my ring because I take my vows serious. And until, the ink dries, and until this until this divorce is finalized, she gonna keep her ring on. Kenya, whatever, girl. Whatever. She's asked about why she gave Toya so much slack for, spilling that whole alimony tea to Portia, Drew, Shamia, the nieces. She gave Toya some slack for that, but Candy got a pass. And, Candy over there. We already talked about that. Yeah, we already talked about that. But they've squashed it, and they've, they have an understanding, between the two of them. And it's different because LaToya went and told girls that she ain't really fooling with. Understandable. Don't be running your mouth in mixed company. I don't like them girls. So why you even giving them ammunition to come to me with some bullshit? And Portia said that too, girl. You just gave me some ammunition, but I ain't gonna use it. I'm gonna put it in the holster until further notice. But with Candy, she likes Don Juan, and she says she feels like Don Juan and Todd, they cool. Excuse me, and they oh Lord, and they have her best interests at heart. So she ain't worried about that. Andy also mentions, though, both, you didn't want them to know, and you thinking that that's, that they were gonna come for you, with that information, and they were, the ones going to bat for you. Portia and Drew both said, that Toya was wrong for, telling your business, and she's like, yes, I know, and I thank you guys for that, girl, whatever. We talk about Kenya's relationships, her failed relationships, and she's basically asked, do you equate it to your relationship with your mother, and is that why you go after the wrong guy? And she's like, I don't think I go after the wrong guy. I just go into these situations expecting a type of love that she never got from her mom, and she's expecting it out of these men she involves herself with, and when they don't reciprocate, or when that's not given to her, now we got issues, because she is looking for a specific type of love, and she ain't gonna get it from these guys. Drew gets a question: why do you talk about Kenya's marriage every chance you get? Drew is like, I don't talk about Kenya's marriage every time. She couldn't even get that out before Candy was like, bullshit, that's bullshit, that's bull, I call BS. I do too, Drew. Drew, you have mentioned that woman's marriage or lack thereof on a couple of occasions, so don't be sitting over there making it seem like these people lying. Don't do that, Drew. Don't do that. Drew brings up the fact that, Kenya called she and Ralph strays. And automatically Kenya started laughing, looking over there at Cynthia like, it was a joke. Was it not a joke between us? Girl, everybody doesn't know about the inside joke. And how is that a joke between you and Cynthia? I needed for them to explain the joke, because all I'm getting is shade. That's shady to not know people. And then when they walk into the room, you saying stuff like, where did Cynthia get these strays from? She just picks up any old body. How else am I supposed to interpret that? And Cynthia was like, yeah, it was a joke between us, but obviously she felt the way about it. Obviously she didn't appreciate the joke. Again, Kenya feels like, well, I've apologized for calling you a stray. I've apologized. It's always, well, I apologize for that. Girl, you apologize, and you continue to apologize for the same shit. That means you ain't sorry. You just sorry. You a sorry individual. Like, how many times you gonna apologize for the same type of stuff? There has been literally no growth in this woman at all. And I'm guessing she ain't using this platform for growth. Like, she's using it to get her money, get her check, and she knows how she's gonna get said check, by playing the game the way she's playing the game. Everybody else, they're using the platform for other reasons. In Portia's case, we've seen the growth in her from start to now. Like, she has grown, and we see it. We got to witness it with Kenya. This has been her from the start to now. Ain't nothing about her changed. Nothing. Which is sad. We do want to see you grow, Kenya. We don't want to continue to see the same you year after year after year after year after year after season after season. They show a tweet from Drew where Drew mentioned Kenya's family not being under the same roof. And it was after that stray comment. Drew posted, she tweeted the definition of stray, and then said, seemed to me I'm not a stray, because my whole family is under one roof. You good, sis? And Kenya gonna say, well, your family is not under one roof. Your baby daddy is under the roof of a jail. Yeah, because my baby daddy would have been living with me. What, Kenya? Girl, are you dumb? Are you dumb? She really thought that she broke it up with that one, and you did not. You did not. That one didn't go over well at all, because it makes no sense. In no way would Drew's baby daddy ever be under her roof. What are you talking about? Her family is under one roof. Her husband, Ralph, and her 2 children all live under one roof. What are you saying, Kenya? What is you saying? Andy brings up the Halloween episode, and we have to talk about Kenya's Native American costume. And Kenya got all the excuses. It's cool for her. She got excuses. She can explain it away, and she just expects our understanding right away. Her excuse is she's Native American, so she didn't think nothing was gonna be wrong with it. She know Native Americans. Her auntie used to live on a reservation. And she did, I will say this, she did hold herself accountable, and she was very, apologetic and thoughtful in her response. She's educated herself. Kudos to her for that. And she understands, how it's offensive, why it's offensive. It's the equivalent to me, like, if people wanted to go around here like they were slaves, if somebody decided on Halloween that they would walk around in shackles and rags and, really portray a slave. Now that is offensive. It's like blackface. It's offensive. I don't know why people don't understand why it's offensive or how it's offensive. Listen, that's their culture, and you're putting it on like a costume. That's a problem. That's a problem. Portia chimes in, and Portia's like, I just find it funny. You should have known. We should have known that she was finna come with something. When somebody says, I just find it funny that, you want this instant forgiveness for your mistake. But with me, I don't get that from you, or anybody for that matter. And she really would be holding her feet to the fire if it were Portia that got on this show in Native American costume. Girl, you would not be able to let it go. Because like Portia said, you still ain't let go the whole Underground Railroad comment. You, at the beginning of this season, shaded me with that. And trying to discredit what she's doing and how far she's come. And Kenya tried to say, well, she tried to say something, and Portia was like, Now, Andy got me together. She went on What Happens Live, and she straightened that out years ago. But here we are years later, and you're still making jokes about it, still throwing shade about it. Girl, let it go. Portia say, when you see somebody growing and changing, let them grow. She don't do that. Of course, Kenya, excuses. It's always okay for her. It's always an excuse for it. Always. She really gets on my nerves. Drew's real. Ralph has stepped into the chat as well. He's the only husband that's there. We talk about Josiah and old daddy. I hate calling him old daddy, but that's what she called him. We talk about Josiah and his biological father. He's, still making strides. Josiah's 10th birthday had just passed, and he was able to come in town for that. So old daddy he's doing what he's supposed to do to, build up this rapport. Andy asked Candy, because she's in a similar situation, how she felt about seeing this. And Candy says, well, first, I just want to, commemorate y'all because you were able to share this. And, for that, thank you for sharing, because it's true for a lot of people. And I'm sure you helped a lot of people. She says that Block, got to pay that back child support. He gonna have to give her a lump sum and then pay on he's on a payment type of situation to pay up the rest. And, we talk about the slack that she got for that. I know I gave her slack too. Like, girl, why you ask for that money? But I had to come to the realization that if I were in that situation myself, I would want my back child support for my child because it's owed to her. That's her money. And Riley was the one, pressing the issue, not Candy. So she just was doing what she needed to do for her baby. Kudos to you, Candy. You got the coin. Yes. Good. Pay up, Block. Pay up. Riley's doing great in school, by the way. She's doing good. Drew asked Kenya, why did you retweet, that tweet about the conversation that Josiah had with his biological father, that scene? Somebody tweeted that, about how cringe it was watching, and Kenya retweeted it. And, Drew just wanted to know why she did that. Drew had a full-on meltdown. Now, I don't know whether she was giving us her best acting or whether it was genuine. I'm feeling like it was genuine. I'm feeling like she genuinely felt a type of way about what had happened, about Kenya, retweeting that. Because when you retweet something, you might as well have said it yourself. And as a cast member, Kenya should not get on Twitter and just, see all the hateful tweets and get to retweeting, especially if it's concerning one of the children. Kenya got excuses. She got excuses because she can excuse away anything she does. Drew don't want to hear it though. Drew don't want to hear no apologies, none of that. Because of course that's Kenya. I've apologized. I said I was sorry. I said sorry. Girl, so what? And I'm still mad. So yes, I'm still harping. You don't get to tell me when to let it go, how mad to be, when to put a pin in it. No, I want to drag. Drew wants to drag, and you're gonna let her drag because you're wrong. You're wrong, Kenya. Moving on. Ralph, who and what was in Tampa? Ralph say he's just like the beach. Of course it's, the beach. You passed a few beaches to get to the one you was at. So, what's that about? He says that he, showed her all the receipts that he needed to show her, text messages, the Apple Watch. He went for a run, receipts, from the hotel, from getting food and all of that. He showed her everything he needed to show her. Listen, the man can fabricate anything. He could have fabricated any of that. But Drew says she believes it. She bought it. Who are I to say otherwise? We got the Candy's giving a look, and Andy's like, you don't buy it, Candy? Candy say, it ain't for me to buy. Long as she buy it, that's all that matters. Andy asked Drew about her comment in an interview where she mentioned one of the housewives was a bit disrespectful, was a bit googly-eyed with Ralph, and she ain't like that. And, he's like, so who you talking about? And she kind of gives this look. She looks right at Kenya. Kenya like, don't be looking, you're not talking about me. Drew is like, I am. I am talking about you. She says that, Kenya was like, did I continually do this, or did I say one thing in a, interview bite? Like, girl, don't let's not reach. And I'm with Kenya on that. I'm with Kenya on that. You reaching, Drew. You reaching. Now, yes, she said something, but I think they all, mentioned that he was cute or buff or whatever. Like they all did that. And so did half of America. So again, Drew, pick your battles. Pick your battles, because this one wasn't necessary. But she say, even today, Kenya, you come in here, well, you're wearing my favorite color. Portia said, did she do that? She did that too. Portia is something else, man. Portia be giving, sometimes, I don't know, because it makes me feel like it's very mean girl like when you think somebody's your friend and they just really laughing at you and not really with you. That's the dynamic Portia and Drew give me sometimes, where Portia is the popular girl and Drew is the girl in the band, trying to be friends with the popular girl, and the popular girl, befriends her as much as, as she can, but not really. It's kind of like me and the other popular girls laugh at you in private, but it's cool. I'll film with you. I'll give you that. You new here, I'll take you under my wing a little bit, but make no mistake about it. Portia and Shamia laugh down about Drew, about her fashions, her hair, whatever. I'm sure they do it. Cause that was a, I'm laughing at you moment when Portia said, oh, she did that too. Okay, Portia. I see you, girl. I see you, and we see each other. They take a break. Latoya has arrived, and she calls Kenya pressed because apparently Ralph's barber came to her room with his camera in her face saying, I heard you were sick. Here's some vitamin C from Drew. I don't know why that would make anybody angry, but Latoya felt disrespected. Girl, you said you was sick? I'm trying to figure. I could see if they just came to your room and put you on camera and was saying, you know, things that were rude or, you know, just dragging you for their live. I could see that. I could see you being upset with that. But just because maybe it was the aspect of them having the camera in her face. I don't know. But LaToya was upset. And you know, they come out. She says that because Andy checked on her and she tells him that she has a kidney infection. But she's, you know, she made it. She here. When they return to the set, Toya's on the stage now. You know, she's happy to see all her girls, minus SpongeBob. Everybody's like, whoa, you came out hot. Coming in hot. She's upset about that thing. You know, she tells them what happened. And Drew is like, girl, now I done said I was sorry about that. I really apologize on her behalf. Like, she's not here anymore. She got sent home. Like, when I found out about that, I was mortified for you. So I'm sorry, girl. I'm trying to figure out when Drew dealt with all of that. Like, we didn't see it. They edited that out completely. When did Drew deal with the barber? We didn't see that. All we saw was Drew go to Portia's room during the break. And again, Portia gave her that, sorry you're dealing with this. It's just how it is. You know, like, in a situation. This story time. Okay, so, and I guess I'm picking up on this, on Portia's, the way she moves with her castmates, the ones that she says are her friends, mainly because I've dealt with it myself. So I went to a rush back in college for a sorority that ain't gonna be named, that will remain nameless, and I have a lot of friends that are members. And when I wasn't picked, I called those friends, you know, for a little bit of comforting, you know, just to make me feel better about the situation. They were all like, ooh, I'm sorry, girl. Well, you know what God has for you is for you. Maybe you can just do it next time. It's that, you know, and it's like, bitch, I didn't call you for that. Why you ain't rah with me? I know this your little organization, but why you ain't rah? As my friend, you supposed to be saying, what? They ain't pick you? Nah, call that. Don't worry about it, sis. You better, you know, that's what you're looking for. That's what Drew came to Portia's room looking for. And Portia just gave her, it'll be all right. Very much sorority girl, popular girl, mean girl. Drew, do you not see that this girl be laughing at you and not with you? I want you to know that. I mean, and it might be genuine. I don't know. It just doesn't seem that way. But yeah, that's where it ends out at, with Toya, you know, basically going in on Drew's fashions. And she's saying, well, you know, I'm glad that you stepped it up. I was the reason you stepped your hair up, these wigs, and your fashion. So good on me. Because I got you there, sis. Thank me. And Drew is like, really? You gonna take credit for somebody on IG? somebody who's styling her now. Yeah, she said, you gonna take credit for the stylist? Drew's like, yeah. I mean, Toya's like, yes, I am. Because I'm the reason you want to step it up anyway. Because I dragged you so bad, all them costumes you was wearing. Portia was sitting there like, and see, Portia as a friend, that's when you chime in like, don't do that. Don't do that. You know, the way Shamia does for Portia. Portia, it's rare she going to bat for anybody but Portia. And I love Portia. She's my favorite housewife, but she's very, very much for Portia. Very much. On this show, she is. That's where it ends. We're going to get the part 2. We got 3 parts. Why, I don't know. But part 2 is, of course, this Sunday. Good Girls will be back this Sunday, too. So we'll be back on the Good Girls train. Yeah. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby. And I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.